Hello, everybody. It's DelusionDispeller. I've got some good news for you, and I also have a new video to share with you. Some new video information. Well, a while back, somebody had told me, why don't you just stick with your narcissism videos? Why don't you make more narcissism videos? And so it's time to make another narcissism video. And I think I have a really good one here. It's nice, simple, sweet, short, to the point. And yes, every time I get on camera, I fuss with my hair because for some reason things are sticking out and I don't like it. I'm fussy about that. Anyhow, my good news is I got the results back from my D&C surgery, and the polyps that they found were what's called benign, which means they're not cancerous. They're not dangerous. I don't have to panic. I don't have to worry that I'm dying. It's great news, and I'm very, very excited, so I couldn't wait to get on here and tell you. A lot of you have been watching my videos for a while, and you know I was very concerned about the surgery. Yes, even a little bit scared, actually, but everything went well, and other than I didn't want to wake up, I was having this really weird dream about having a conversation with a teacher, and I was like really in depth in this conversation. I don't even know what it was about, but I just remember dreaming. I was not put totally out. I was heavily sedated, which to me means sleepy time. I went out. I mean, I was gone. So they must have given me enough sedation that I wasn't talking too much once I was finally out. I'm going to ask my doctor more questions about what I did once I was put under and stuff because I'm really curious about that. Too bad they couldn't film it. I would have loved that. Anyhow, basically, I just wanted to give you my good news about that, and I'm really excited to share that. I got new glasses. Let me know what you think. I kind of like them now, especially when I put my hair up or back. I think they add some character. I like the color around the upper part and the faded out part down here. I was looking at glasses that had like color up here and then wire down here, and I like those too, but unfortunately, at the time, the insurance I had only paid for a certain type of glasses. So we were given this box and told, these are your choices, pick one. And I actually picked the plum one originally, but I kind of like this burgundy color better. So anyhow, it looks cool, and I'm happy with them. I didn't like them at first, but they kind of grew on me, I guess. So that's my happy news. Anyway, without further ado, I want to tell you this next video that I'm going to be giving here right now. Hang on just a second. I need to count something real quick. Yes, okay. 7. 7 things about narcissists that are actually good. I know that's crazy to say that. I'm always talking about how terrible narcissists are. And a lot of them are. In fact, most of them are. Let's face it. But there are 7 things that I learned in my narcissistic relationships that I took with me through life that are actually good. And I wanted to share those things with you and explain to you why I think they're good. So number 1 is self-worth. Being with a narcissist taught me my worth. After a while, I realized just what a special person I must be for the narcissist to try so hard to tear me down. I decided to have self-esteem that nobody could take away from me. So if you are in a relationship with a narcissist, and many of you are, and many of you are in relationships where you can't get away from the narcissist for one reason or the other. Maybe you have children, maybe you're just stuck because you believe you're stuck, or maybe you really are stuck. Maybe they are your source of income and you can't survive, literally pay your bills and, buy your food and your clothes and whatever you need for you and your children or just for you. And you see that as I'm stuck. I can't get out. I can't leave. It's not that cut and dry. It's not that simple. And honestly, it's not simple. I'm hoping I never said it was simple because it wasn't even simple when I left. I left and lived in shelters. So it was far from simple. It's doable eventually, but it might not be right now. So if it's not, just realize that every time the narcissist tears you down, you have to realize there is a reason why they're doing that. You are a threat to them. You exemplify everything that they're not, and they wish they could be, but don't know how to be, and probably never will be unless they get some really in-depth help. So let that be a positive in your negative situation, that narcissist, by tearing you down, is teaching you that you must be really darn special for them to want to try so hard to destroy you. I know, maybe that's not a lot of consolation, but at least it's something positive you can take from the situation if you're stuck in it, or even if you've left it. Number 2, friends. Well, I said in here originally, I didn't call it friends. I said they got me the hookup. I'm sitting here today. A friend of mine is going through a really painful situation. Her dad is very, very sick and needs a feeding tube. And originally he wanted it, but then he refused it. And he's basically just choosing to give up. And I told her I would pray for her. So I turned on praise and worship music, and I prayed like I've never prayed in a long, long, long time. And I just wept for him, for her, for the situation. And I started realizing that the one lady that I was listening to, her name's Judy Jacobs, that because of an ex-narcissist, I was introduced to Judy Jacobs' ministry and her songs. And during this time, it was like, exactly what I needed to hear to fight that warfare for my friend spiritually. So there you go. There's a positive that a narcissist can do, is maybe they know people that ended up being really good friends to you, or ended up getting your foot in the door in a job or something. I don't know. In my case, it was just music. This person that was a narcissist brought this singer to me and said, hey, check this woman out. Because at the time, the narcissist I was with was into ministry and singing and worship and praise and stuff like that. So she introduced me to Judy Jacobs. So there's another positive. They can introduce you to people and things and places that you might not otherwise have known about. Because narcissists have a way of getting in places. They're very manipulative and they're very admired. So a lot of times they do get that higher position with people. They're CEOs of companies or whatever. So they have that prestige and they have that foot in the door that you need to maybe, advance in your own life and your dreams. Okay. And maybe you're not in those dreams right now and fulfilling what you want, but that doesn't mean that what they introduced you to can't be a stepping stone towards that thing that you have as a goal. All right, the third thing, drive. That narcissist, all narcissists, every narcissistic relationship, every narcissistic person put this drive in me, this drive to fight. The narcissist infuriates us to the point that we start wanting to prove to ourselves even who we are. So yes, at first you may be like, I've got to be good enough for this person. I got to do this and that. And I've got to, dot every I and cross every T for this person. Once that person starts fading kind of in the distance, like, yeah, I know they're there, but it's my life too. Once you start feeling like that, you start realizing that all that fighting that you did to try to prove to them who you are, that eventually you want to start proving to yourself who you are. And you start taking steps to better yourself. Sometimes. I mean, I did. I'm not saying everybody does this, but for me, this was a win-win situation because I made it one. Because I always looked at the positive. In fact, when I was with Chrissy, the one narcissist I told you about, she said to me, you always tend to look at all the positive and everything. I don't see anything positive about this. But I did, and I do that. No matter how hard a circumstance is, I always try to look at the positive. Now, I'm with my husband who does that even more than I do. So he's often the one that says, honey, quit complaining and just, what's good about the situation? Try to see the good in it. And he's right, because I used to do that all the time. Sometimes I fall away from that. But yeah, it's good to see that. So they put a drive in you to want to prove to yourself who you really are. And you're a really special person. So you deserve to know that. Which leads me to the next thing. Character. The narcissist taught me who I never want to be. Taught me that I don't want to be cruel to people. I don't want to lack compassion and empathy. I don't want to always push my way ahead of people and always have to be first. I don't want someone to give me a gift and me to look at it like, you expect me to open this thing? You expect me to use this? I don't ever want to be that callous. So they built character in you. They taught you how you don't want to be. And some people just do that. I guess what I'm saying is everybody that's come into your life, no matter how bad or how good, has taught you something. Sometimes it's how not to be like them. And other times it's, wow, they've got these great traits that I want to emulate. But, you can always try to look at the silver lining in the clouds. All right, the next thing, sorry for the clicking, is dependency on your creator. I don't know who your creator or your deity or your higher power is. I know who mine is. And I know that when the narcissist left me, because I had put all my eggs in that basket, because I had looked at that person as my all in all, my be all and end all, the person I had to please, the person I had to have for my best friend, my guru, my teacher, my leader, when they disappeared and they dumped me, I looked up. Now, some of you might look within. You might see yourself as, okay, I got to pull myself through this, and I'm the source of my destiny and whatever. And that's your thing. But to me, there is a highest power. And that is who I looked at when that all ended. I realized that all this attention and affection and adoration I put on this person belonged to the person that created me. So that's what it did for me. I learned that there was only one God to lean on and rely on, and that it wasn't another human person for me. Tenacity, that's the next thing. And integrity kind of goes hand in hand. Tenacity means you stick in there, you hold tight, and you don't let go. Integrity means you care about how you come off to other people. You want to not look good in the sense of, oh, look at me, but integrity, sticking to your jobs, being dependable, being somebody people can count on. When you're at work, giving it your all. I learned that from not living with, but living with too, but associating with a narcissist. Why? Because I saw the narcissist violate all these rules. I watched them think that the rules didn't apply to them. And I learned how to push through and past my own obstacles that really were obstacles. See, they see rules and direction and guidance in their life as, who are you telling me what to do? You can't tell me what to do. I'm my own person. However, I took that and turned it around to a positive. When obstacles come my way, I now know, okay, don't panic, relax, you can get through this, you can get past it. You know how to do this, stick it out. Like at my current job, some days are just really challenging, and I just tell myself, stick it out. You love what you do, you love the people you work with and for. Just go through it and take a deep breath and you'll be okay. And I managed to get through those moments, those hours, and whatever on those rough days and those rough times. I credit that to learning the opposite of people that push through when they really don't need to be pushing through, and they can just conform a little bit and, be happy with what they have. All right, dedication is another thing. Since I'm not a narcissist, I was able and am able to see how the narcissist fully committed to people and things and then deserted them and quit them. But I was and am able to be committed and stick with it. The narcissist shapes you into what they think they want, and then they decide they don't want you, and they toss you aside like so much garbage, replace you with somebody else. I learned from watching the narcissist do that to me, not to do that, but to stay dedicated to the people and the places and the jobs and the things that I committed to fully dedicate myself and to be the fullest of who I am in whatever I do. So that's definitely a positive if you are with a narcissist. And in closing, when you realize that everything the narcissist told you was a lie, you will find an insatiable desire and beautiful dedication to truth about God, your creator, your deity, your higher power, yourself, and others. Have a wonderful, blessed day, and keep looking up, eyes wide open, moving forward. Let the things that were meant in your life for original harm to be turned into good. Have a great one. Bye for now.